Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils take on the Ottawa Senators tonight up in Kanata, Canada, outside of Ottawa. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It's game 30. Devils on a 5-game losing streak, hoping to snap out of it. Ottawa Senators, losers of 4 out of the last 5. Both teams kind of slumping going into this matchup. Very mediocre play, but Devils, the rumor mill in the news about the pursuit of Quinn Hughes. I know you got enough of it on the Morning Woo this morning, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But let's focus on the game at hand. Happy Devils Tuesday to you all. The YouTube Live Selecta Boy says, "What's up, Devils folks?" Mike Rosenswag, good afternoon to all. LGD, break the slump! Exclamation point. Keep the faith, says Michael Hay. Low scoring event. Who's going to step up and lead tonight? Question mark. And then somewhere along the line, Michael Hayes talking about Jeff Kent making to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Little annoyed with the New York Mets and David Stearns, that GM, losing Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers for less money, apparently. But rumors are that Diaz's brother was glowing and gushing over the Dodgers organization last season to Edwin, and firing the pitching coach, Jeffrey Hefner, didn't help things at all. Just a little side note. But let's get back to the game at hand. Devils, Ottawa. Devils, last game against the Bruins, they did okay, but not good enough. Not good enough to win. 2 previous games before that, against the Golden Knights at home, shutout. Dallas Stars on last Wednesday night, shutout. So this team is struggling to score goals, but they're going to have to find a way. Timo Meier, Jesper Bratt didn't practice yesterday, taking the maintenance day. Good to go tonight, from what I understand. Ottawa Senators putting in Linus Ullmark tonight. I believe the Devils are going to put up Jacob Markstrom in net. Markstrom with the .876 save percentage, 3.51 goals against. Not having a great season, Markstrom. He has to step up. But the 5-game losing streak, it's been on everybody's mind. It's really been a Debbie Downer after starting the season so well and so positive, getting through the tough part of the schedule. But tonight, Devils need everyday leaders. We've talked about this before on this podcast. You can't get down on yourself when you give up the first goal or any goals. Mental toughness. You got to play as a team. Some of the simple things that the Devils need to do, but will help be on its way. Devils, Still without Dananoff, obviously Jack Hughes, Zach McEwen. I heard he's doing better. I like the small sample size of McEwen. Like what he brings to the table, but the Devils need more than that. But this is something very interesting. The Devils have fallen 24th in the National Hockey League in offense with 82 goals, while the Senators have 84. Ranked 28th in assists, New Jersey. Ottawa 14th in the league. Power play, Devils, it's starting to fall, now ranked 8th in the league with 23.3% power play. Even with the Ottawa Senators, ranked 10th with 22.2% success rate. But the main thing about the New Jersey Devils that hasn't been, they haven't been doing well, ranked 29th in the National Hockey League in shooting percentage at a measly 9.6%. So that tells me either they're holding on to the stick too tight or they're trying to find that perfect shot, perfect pass, too many passes. Put the puck on net. Put the puck on net. AJ Visco says, we were great last year in December and then slumped after Christmas, so I'm thinking they're going to come out firing after Christmas. Good observation. Hopefully they don't get down on themselves when somebody like Natchez was doing a Academy Award act about dying on the ice, if you remember that game against Carolina before he got traded to the Colorado Avalanche. Mike Rossi saying Markey needs to put on a dog leash when he's making lateral movements. And Jason O makes a great point. Even against Boston, we had the zone time, and Timo's the only guy in net front. You got to create chaos in front of the opposition's goaltender. Chaos meaning just don't stand there. Move around. Buzz around. Because what's happening is the Devils are telegraphing every single shot. The longer the puck is on your blade and you're waiting, take that wrist shot, especially from the point, the goaltender is going to find it and see it every single time. This is the National Hockey League. Don't give the goaltender to set and react. No matter how pathetic the shot would be, even if it misses, just get it out there quickly. AJ Visco says, Sam from Morning Woo this morning asked Armchair GM, my move, the winger, the third line center, and just gamble Hughes in free agency. He really wants to play with Jack. Luke, he'll sign. No doubt he'll sign. From what I know, Quinn Hughes has been requesting this politely with Jim Rutherford since he's been there, the Canucks GM, about wanting to play with his brothers. Now, there's an opportunity. It's getting bad in Vancouver to make that happen. Now, I am just the messenger here. I am just trying to just really let you know what's going on. But Tom Fitzgerald, his hand is forced. He probably wants to not give up assets and wait to free agency when Quinn Hughes is a free agent. But here lies the problem. Vancouver wants to rebuild now. And there are other suitors for Quinn Hughes. So what that has done, and we've talked about it in the past, that the Devils have all the leverage here. They don't need to make this trade. But if you want to make Jack Hughes happy, when he comes to his next contract, what you do now may dictate that. So right now, Vancouver's leverage is, well, if you're going to sit around, Fitzy, and not do anything, we'll be shopping. And, Rick Tocchet loves Quinn Hughes. Loves Quinn Hughes. American-born. Captain. Norris Trophy-winning defenseman. And don't forget, him and Cale Makar have been rivals for that number one defenseman ranking, so to speak. I don't think they really care who's better, but easily Quinn Hughes, top 5 defenseman in the league, maybe top 3, depending upon who you're asking. Lawrence Eck is right. Quinn will not solve our problems. No. We know what the problems are. It's getting Jack a winger and a third-line center. When Pesce and Kovacevic comes back, I'm content with the current defense the way it is. And this is what really messes things up because Vancouver's timeline is different from the New Jersey Devils timeline. So I would assume with Vancouver coming into town this Sunday at The Rock, 12:30 p.m. Eastern start, we will be there for Game Day Live at American Whiskey in the attic. And hopefully, you never know, the Hughes family, they wine and dine at American Whiskey. And they've got a big family, let me tell you. Nice people. Very nice people. I've met Jim Hughes before. Very nice guy. Dag forehand said, let Philly have him for a season change. Let them spend high for his rental. So Tom Fitzgerald has some hard decisions here. He's probably got David Blitzer in one ear because from a marketing standpoint and from a national spotlight standpoint, the storyline of the 3 Hughes brothers together on one team That's something that probably the owners want. Does it translate to Stanley Cups? I don't know. I don't think it hurts the Devils. But to make this deal get done, it's all about the money. Cap space. How do you move contracts? And that's what's probably happening right now. What contracts do you move? The problem is Tom Fitzgerald, for this nice salary structure that the Devils have, he's given out more no movement clauses than candy on Halloween. If you're going to ask Jesper Bratt to waive his no movement, he's going to say, hell no, I'm marrying a Jersey girl. I ain't going nowhere. Yes, Palat, he'll say, no. Why would I go to Vancouver? Don't need to. Who wants to go to that dump? Because it's going to be a total rebuild. Who wants to go to a rebuilding franchise? Nobody. Vancouver Canucks, rumored to ask for a first-line center. Oh, like they grow on trees. Problem is the Devils don't have anything to offer. Would you do a top 6 forward like Dawson Mercer? Problem is his AAV does not negate Quinn Hughes' salary by a few $1 million. So it is all complex, and this is why Tom Fitzgerald has to make moves, has to find ways to make this move. Am I for this move personally? No. No. Am I excited about it? Well, I am excited about having Quinn Hughes on the team. But if that's my heart talking. But my brain, my rational armchair GM mind says, don't do it. Who cares what the Hughes think? And that's why it's a business, folks. This is why it's difficult, especially for Tom Fitzgerald. That's more of a player's GM, being a former player himself, former captain himself. Devils need leadership here. Losing five in a row is inexcusable, especially when you have these high expectations. You cannot just rely on Jack Hughes only. You should be playing as a team. Where's the discipline? Where's the teamwork? It can't just be Timo Meier just sitting in front of the net. No, it should be everybody buzzing around in front of the net, putting pucks on net, hustling back if you're going to be pinching in aggressively, if you're one of the defensemen. Let's get some of your predictions right now. Gherkin 04. Why can't they buy Palat out? I think Nick Villano, I have to talk to Nick Villano about it. But I think there's a certain time you do that, and I don't think right now is the time. Palat and Dougie. Again, it's for the money, yes, but who wants them? If you're going to be rebuilding, why would you have Palat and Dougie Hamilton? Besides, they've got rights. They could say no, which I'm assuming they would. Who wants to leave New Jersey? New Jersey's the best place to play hockey. You get the limelight, but you don't. What's up, Devil's Heaven 77? Let's go to Instagram Live. See Robert. We see Running with the Devils, NG Devils. So there's pros and cons to this whole thing about Quinn Hughes, but it's going to happen because Vancouver is forcing this issue. Jim Rutherford did it last season and is doing it again, only this time there are rumors that Detroit is asking. The Flyers are hot on it. The Flyers are going to do everything to drive up the price. Believe me. And you really don't want it to go there where Quinn plays there a year and a half. Things can change. As much as I want Quinn Hughes on this team, things can change in a heartbeat if he lands in Philly. And what happens if Quinn Hughes loves Philly and they're winning because of it? Just like Edwin Diaz and his brother lands in with the Dodgers. The Mets couldn't get him from Cincinnati. And then he was glowing about the Dodgers, how they're a first-rate organization. People are human. Minds will change. And you don't want that to get to that. So if you are pro Quinn Hughes to make this trade now, that's one of the reasons why you would do it. To not allow the scenario of Quinn Hughes saying to Jack, hey, you're unrestricted free agent, come over to Philly. That would be a total disaster. Lawrence says Philly doesn't really want Quinn. They just trolling. AJ Visco says, don't forget Zegras in Philly. Him and Jack are friends. Let me tell you something. Philly is close enough to New Jersey. I'm assuming the Hughes family loves New Jersey, the area, the people. Philly is not that far away. And don't forget, Zegras is in Philly. Him and Jack are friends, says AJ Visco. And in today's world, in today's generation, it's got, the NHL is going to start becoming like the NBA, where you remember when LeBron James, went to Miami, the decision, and he wanted to play with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, the three amigos, and then, you've got other threesomes, like Kevin Durant wanting to play with this guy. And the NHL is starting to look like that a little bit. I don't think players really have loyalties like they used to with the hometown team that they're on. If they have an opportunity to play with friends, like unfortunately this happened with the late Johnny Gaudreau when Sean Monahan joined the Columbus Blue Jackets. It may be more than that. And you want Quinn Hughes in New Jersey. Unfortunately, the timing is awful for the New Jersey Devils. Awful. Because the Devils don't have cap space to do this. And they're going to have to make sacrifices and burn some assets in the process. And that's what Vancouver wants. They want to rebuild now. If not, next week, the week after, they're going to look elsewhere and take what's best because they want to rebuild now. And that's just the way it is. All right, let's get your predictions. I see some predictions in the YouTube Live. We got Wimpy saying 8-7 Devils. Am I reading that right, or my glasses are off? By the way, I saw the eye doctor today. Going to need new glasses, telling him I can't read for whatever reason anymore. The screen. I have to take off my glasses and stare at it. Zach says 4-3 Devils in overtime. Select the Voice says 4-3 Devils. I don't know if this is a misprint, but 43-2 Sens. Gurking 04. 5-0 Ottawa. Nick Adams. Jay Snow 4-1 Ottawa. Wow. The negativity. But they're being realistic. Devils win 4-2. Brat 2 goals. Nico 3 points. Markey has a good game. Holy hell, 4-2 Sens. Fat finger strike. Then the 43-2. I like the 43-2 Sens. That's kind of like what I would do. Max is 13-3 Senators. Reverse psychology. AJ Visco. 3-1 Devils coming back to Jersey with the W and Brady. Brady Kachuk. 4-2 Devils. Empty netter. Devils heaven. Lots of scores. Let's go Devils, says Gurking 04. Please. By the way, Devils heaven. Baby since 86, baby. Let's see. Markstrom confirmed. Thank you, Max. 4-1 Senators. I think it'll be a while before we see a win. 4-1 final. NJ wins. Markey lets the softy in early. Coach throws jelly jar. NJ wakes up. Second power play goal. Power has the worst Hughes scores a power play goal. Okay. I'm tired of predicting the Devils and being wrong, says Wimpy. This is what I say. And I know the Sunday edition, Scotty and Beer Baron don't like to hear when I'm right. Didn't I call an 8-game losing streak not too long ago? Because of the body language that I see with this team, how fragile they are when they get down. I don't know why they get down so down on themselves. But I'm going to shock you here. I think the Devils are going to lose 5-2 tonight to the Ottawa Senators. No reverse psychology. I just think that they haven't shown nothing that they're going to win. Although the extra day off may help because of this condensed schedule. Max says, my heart says 5-3 Devils. My head says 4-1 Sens. I hate to say it, but let's be realistic here. This team sucks right now. And that's all I have to say. In other news, the Rangers Suck fortune cookies have arrived at the Wu household 2 days early. And they are delicious. Woo! So I'll get in touch with you, Lupus Nadiz and Wimpy, for the Rangers Suck fortune cookies for helping with Operation Filibuster. We may have more of them. But yeah. All right, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to have Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty of Sirius XM, Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was. Hopefully it'll be a happy Devils Tuesday. Or could the streak continue? We shall see. As the Quinn Hughes watch, I think something's going to get done this week. And I think it's going to be Shimon Nemitz, top 6 forward, a first rounder, and maybe something creative to get around the salary mess. Something's going to happen. If not, expect next week other rumors to continue of other teams putting in serious bids. Who wouldn't want a Quinn Hughes? But at the same time, he's already stated he wants to play with his brothers. Kind of lowers his trade value, if you think about it. So I want to thank all those tuning in. Dag for Hansen, do the fortunes read, Flyers swallow? I decided against that for a variety of reasons, but it's not like it can't be ever done. But the Rangers Suck fortune cookies. I didn't say it was Rangers Suck Flyers swallow fortune cookies. That could be next on the docket. You never know. All right. Well, thank you. Where's the Palat jersey? I will actually reach out to Stitches about that because it's nearing that boundary line when it should be delivered. It could be in my mailbox and just don't even know it because I don't even check my mail that often. Anyway, we'll see you after the game. Till next time, this is Game Day Live. Let's go Devils.